All right, we'll go.
We're live?
We're live, and guess what? Snow Angel's back.
Oh, God. I was screaming a second ago.
Yeah, I wish I would have turned that on.
First Snow Angel of the season. So excited.
Yeah.
That's like, I was just wearing the Silver Bridge shirt yesterday, so.
You can lean back on the mic.
Okay, cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. I was wearing the Silver Bridge shirt yesterday, so that's like a weird consciousness thing that I pumped it out. Now Snow Angel's here.
Oh, yeah. It's out.
Goodness gracious. Nothing wrong with just some straight Snow Angel on a kind of rainy ass day.
Yes. It's going to be wonderful.
How was your Thanksgiving?
That was alright, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were home. My mama came up.
Tight.
And so that was fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Simple. I like the non-travel Thanksgiving. I actually forgot it was Black Friday. I didn't do much. And then I was like, oh snap, Adidas pants. And so
50% off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get all of them.
I did. They're coming. I got half the batch in the laundry right now. The other half's coming. So new sound setup today a little bit.
I like it.
Well, because the batteries are dying on the mic. That's what happened last time.
Okay.
And then I was messing around with the recorder and I put it in meeting mode. That's scenes. So you can do scenes, and one of the scenes is a meeting.
Sweet.
And so I've got the noise cancelers on and the meeting mode up and the bring you closer on. So
shit. See,
the sound should be phenomenal.
We're learning stuff.
Yeah, we're good. No worries.
First sip of Snow Angel. God damn it, that is amazing.
Why is that so good? That's magic.
It's exactly what I needed this morning too, because I ran out of good coffee. So this is amazing. And Brooke goes, "You'll have good coffee later." So she put it out there too.
Yeah.
And it's Snow Angel. God, I almost want to call her and tell her that's what we're drinking.
Mm-hmm. I found it at the I found the whole bean at my Kroger next to the self checks.
Okay.
That little one.
Yeah.
That's where the good Snow Angel is. Yeah. So
the whole bean, the Snow Angels.
Whole bean's where it's at. That's what I prefer.
I mean, get it how you can get it, but the whole bean.
Whole bean is best, yeah.
And you just French press. So
French pressed it, yeah.
Keep it simple.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
But then also this with the Irish butter. Oh man.
Oh shit. I can go get some.
I like the bear today. We can do that next time.
We'll do that next time.
The season is early, you know.
Yeah, we gotta I always like to ramp in with just pure.
Oh yeah, especially after I love and hate seasonal things because they come and go, right? But that makes you want them and appreciate them.
Makes them good, man.
Yep.
Come on, there's some better.
And I wanted it all year long, and here it is.
And here it comes back. Yeah.
Oh man,
it's very nice. I also just got done working out. I'm back into training.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I feel good. Surprisingly.
What'd you do?
Today, I did one of my looks easier on paper than what it is kind of things.
Yep.
All right, so
those are the ones that are they'll fuck you up.
This is a good one, dude. I did a lot better than I expected, let's say. So I had basic hip warm up and stuff like that. And then I had my training mask. Put my training mask on, which probably should have gotten a size larger. It feels small, but my nose is big. I don't know. But so I'm training mask on, and I do 5 rounds of this. I do 1 minute lumberjacks, but sprawl style. So sprawl, and I jump up, right? Then 2 minute judo pulls. So I have bands, and I do judo pulls. So with the training mask on, minute lumberjacks, 2 minute judo pulls, 5 rounds, and then I did Jefferson Curls. Nice. Jefferson Curls is like a weird gymnastics thing that chest stretches out to posterior chain with the weights and whatnot.
That's awesome.
And then did some movement for grappler stuff at the end.
I love that stuff.
And I lived.
Yeah.
I wasn't even that out of breath. I was like, did I do it wrong? I felt good. But it plays to my absolute strength of just anaerobicness.
Right.
Okay, take this away, don't be able to breathe, and do it.
Yeah.
That's my home.
On top of that, though, probably in better shape than you give yourself credit for. You know?
I've been ramping in. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was very happy about it.
Yeah, I need a little kick with some of the gymnastic stuff and some of that. I love it. I haven't done some of it recently, but I need to do more of it. And I miss it too. So I need a next level. Yeah,
I'm definitely next level, and I got a real good. This is a training session I've been wanting to do for a couple months, but I was sick and I was hurt, and
it's the worst.
But the thing is, I've been tweaking it. I had the interim phase to fix the rib, and then I kind of ramped that.
Yep.
And then I've been tweaking this phase, and now it's it's special. It's gonna be a good one for a while.
Yeah. So my neck has been messed up, and I might have you snap me one way or another here after this, but it's just something on this side. But I've been playing different stuff when I roll. Like, I didn't roll for a while, and I was like, fuck this, I have to roll. And the pain went away a lot, and like my range of motion is okay. But I was like, fuck, I have to roll. I need to roll. I mean, need my crack cocaine, you know?
Yeah.
So like I've been back to playing like guard and stuff, and like doing closed guard stuff, and just doing certain things that protect my head and like my face and stuff. Yeah. It's kind of fun, you know?
Wrist and elbow control.
Yeah, but I was kind of talking to someone last night about like, and they said, oh, it was like someone who was kind of new and they had a kidney issue, right?
Yeah.
I think they had a kidney replacement. And they were talking about doing jiu-jitsu and stuff, and like, you know, yeah, I obviously have to be careful and work around that.
Stay
but
hydrated.
Yeah, of course. You have to mind your P's and Q's for sure, but like, that's part of it is learning to protect yourself with movement and building frames.
Style around whatever you have to develop it around.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean.
So I had like a pretty cool conversation with her about that. So every day I find some new way to be like, yeah, jiu-jitsu's fucking cool for this reason, you know?
Yeah, in some neat way. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That is cool.
Yeah. So we jump into rankless.
Yeah, man. The rank-free relationship.
Yep.
So we're taking another stab at this. Last time we had bad sound and we were both not really here.
Yeah, I was out of it.
Coffee was good though.
Coffee was great.
I'm making that coffee again. My golden latte.
That was Brazilian with that, or what was that?
No, what did I have with the golden? Christ, I was so tired. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know.
No,
tasted good though.
It was good, man. But it'll pop up in the next couple episodes.
Yeah, we can go back and listen to it, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I remember. It's good. But nah, man, the rank-free relationship. So my wife was asking me a question, and like she used to do taekwondo, and taekwondo is very rank heavy, and so she asked me, she's like, who's the leader of the podcast? And I'm like, I mean, and I'm thinking, who's the high belt? I'm like, there isn't one.
Yeah.
I'm like, I provide the equipment and the space, and Cheney thought of the freaking idea.
I mean, we just jive, and that's it.
Hang out.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking that, like, I don't know that that's an issue in real life. It may be in an office setting or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I never worked in an office. I was like, I rank all you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just didn't give a shit. You know?
Yeah. So I think one of the main differences is that like she comes from a corporate background, right? So like.
Yeah, she's the boss.
Yeah. So she has that
so
every day, like, and it's very. You have to follow that, and then like.
And I think just knowing me, like she knows me through martial arts, and I was the guy.
Yeah.
I was top of it. I was the dude that ran the damn place.
Yeah.
And she's never really seen me in the jiu-jitsu setting. She just sees me smile about it.
Right.
White belt,
Yeah.
All that stuff. And so, like, I think it's weird, but I don't know that pops up anywhere else in life, but I think it's cool that we don't have it, even though we could.
Yeah.
The opportunity was there.
And I think like coming out of like the 90s and shit, and that like weird business executive kind of vibe like was almost in the jiu-jitsu community, but the way the jiu-jitsu community is just kind of snuffed it out. So
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know. I wonder if that's started to disappear in other martial arts as well. Jiu-jitsu, I think, is primed for it. Yeah. Because everyone else has too much tradition holding them down.
So think about like what it takes to be like a leader of like that in that environment, like a business environment. You have to have a little bit of ego and stuff like that, you know, hold it down your shit. Mm-hmm. Same thing with jiu-jitsu, but like you almost have to like keep it in check more in jiu-jitsu.
Well, it depends on how much you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you as a teacher, I know me as a teacher, I always put myself out there. I got beat for my people. My people beat me every once in a while. Mm-hmm. It happens.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
You're okay with that. People didn't think I got tired. Mm-hmm. But I did.
Yeah.
I just don't show it. And I'll never do it. But I worked real hard. I screwed stuff up in front of people, and I know you do that too. Like you're always out there rolling. You're trying new things.
Mm-hmm. Even in tournaments and stuff. Like the first tournament I did,
you don't have to win in front of everybody.
The first match back that I did in front of everyone, I was like, I lost. I got choked in like a minute. Yeah. Like that was my first gi match in like forever, you know.
Yeah.
Then I come back, like no one was like, fuck him, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, you know, because that was part of what I built too, like.
Yeah, right from the start, you built that you weren't invincible.
Yeah.
And so you didn't have to hold that.
And that comes from like having ranked relationships in the past and like knowing that like someone's trying to be bulletproof when I know that they're fucked up here.
And you're like, I know your weakness. weaknesses.
It's like you don't exploit them out of respect kind of thing.
Yeah, I fucking hate that actually.
That's the worst.
I hate it.
And that's the thing, like, I want my students to exploit the shit out of things and, like, go after stuff. I tell people, like, and, like, I try to be as, the least egotistical about it. Like, throw what you got at me. Like, I want you to throw that. Like, I'm not saying you'll be successful. I'm not saying I'll be successful, but you need to throw it how you're going to throw it.
If it is successful, you just learn something.
Yeah, exactly.
You found a weakness, you had the opportunity to get better. Like,
and that's like if you get me, you just did exactly what I wanted to do. You just accomplished my goal for a year. You know what I mean? Like, like I've had people get me with footlocks and like stuff that people would get me. Like, and I have no problem. Like, it's not like I throw a fit and get up and whatever. It's like, yes, finally, like, I'm glad that you guys are like snagging me and shit. Like, I have to wake up and do certain things. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not just like the first defense and like, oh yeah, so it comes like they snatch up stuff, they roll through, they're doing stuff, and they don't give a fuck. If they kick me in the face, it's great. Yeah. Like, I love that. That's something I didn't come up with.
No, I definitely didn't come up with that.
I didn't come up with the comfort to go after people.
And the only time I ever went after, like, my final coach, I guess he was still a top player for most of the time we were training together. Mm-hmm. Once I went after him was when no one was looking. Yeah. If it was me and him, we would beat the shit out of each other. Mm-hmm. And I could beat him. Yeah. Like, there were definitely plenty of times where I beat him and he'd beat me up. I mean, he'd beat me up a lot too. Yeah. But, like, I could take
one to get one.
But I could take him. I could beat him, And then, like, when people were around, I definitely found myself, like, holding back and messing with him a little bit. Yeah. And then, like, he would go all out, and I just kind of, like...
What do you think that is? Like, why do you want to prop him up like that? Fucking 80s. Even if they're pieces of shit, yeah, it is a movie thing, isn't it? You see him just standing over him with a shaking fist, like,
It's a straight-up movie thing. That's why...
So bullshit.
But it's also, as far as Taekwondo goes, it's built into the culture.
Right. Yeah, yours. So that's the thing. Yours is very strict.
Rank and age are the thing. Like, age first, rank second are things you respect. Mm-hmm. Period. Like, you don't even go in the door in front of people older than you. That's a culture thing. Mm-hmm. And then it just sort of gets magnified once you cross the national Dan line. You know what I'm saying? That's a joke, by the way. First Dan. Like, you start in Korea as a second Dan. You show up in the United States as a fifth Dan. But, and so, like, the weirdest shit got magnified, and I just played into it because I like the movie aspect. Yeah. And it was fucking weird.
That was, like, the only example you had to be like, that's it, I guess. I won't do it.
That's how it goes.
I won't snap their arm, I guess, even though they fucking deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Wow, well, penetration.
No, I mean, it's part of the gig sometimes,
I got a lot of my vengeance. It's fun. Mm-hmm. I got over it. Yeah. But it's even now, like, I think about it, I if I were to reunite with said coach, it becomes very much a Batman and Nightwing thing. Mm-hmm. It's Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson. And I would just put on the Dick Grayson role and be a snarky asshole that knows I can beat you. Yeah. And I'm still younger. Ha! Yeah. And I would play the role just because it's more fun. Yeah.
That's what it is too. It's like playing a role.
You fall into your role.
Yeah. You fall into your rank. And that's where it comes in. And that's where they exploit that relationship out of it. So.
And so just like the kind of weird genius thing of why I instantly sort of liked you is the way you played the rank. Clearly you were really fucking good. Clearly you were better than your rank presented in my mind. When I mentioned you were a purple belt, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker should be like a brown belt, I'm sure.
Yeah. That was before we got with anyone. Yeah, that was before I was floating.
Yeah, but you were, but you didn't give a fuck. And I was like, all right, this dude,
I didn't give a shit long before that, too. Yeah. That's the thing.
I'm like, he's doing something right. I like this. I can hang here. And I kind of had to ease into it because I didn't trust nobody. Yeah. Because it's a competitive environment. And you just don't, I came from a cutthroat world. Yeah. And so I had to kind of ease my way into that.
Especially coming in with a different martial art. Like, you don't have, your kick to lean back on. You can't just fucking snap kick someone in the face, realistically,
My judo didn't work anymore at the time. It had been so long. I was fucked up. And I was like, it was one of those things where, I didn't want to tell anybody, but if I didn't and I did some shit, they're like, you're way too comfortable. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
how you know how to grip is.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't lie.
Well, it's hard too though. Like you were reserved to start too, so people were just kind of like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" You know, like who's this guy? What's he done?
Which is what I'm always afraid of, because I'm like, oh shit, if I tell people what to do, then they're gonna try to shut me down. Cause like, that shit doesn't work. That shit doesn't work.
But on top of that too, like when you take your glasses off, you can't fucking see. So like,
I can't see nobody's face.
People can't read you either that way too. So it's fucking funny.
I never thought of it that direction. I can't see anybody, but that means people can't read me because I can't see them.
Because they're not like reading your eye contact.
Yeah, because I'm not making eye contact, and I'm not reacting to their expressions.
So there's like that, like I'll say, the lack of emotional cue is just a different one. You know what I mean?
That's some cool kung fu shit. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
very sweet.
Just see your blindness paying off for you.
Yeah. But no, like once all that went away and I kind of got over it, like I could accept the environment for what it was and really see you as you. And I was like, all right, he's not playing. Like, this is him.
Yeah, that's what I like to do.
And I was like, that's fucking cool. You know? And you were, at the time, you were very much free to do that.
Yeah.
No one was over you.
Yeah.
And still no one's really over you. They kind of pretend. But
it's more of a figureheady type thing.
Yeah, like you're still
just because
your own person.
Well, that and like the people around me too are very like open and like interested in learning other things too. Like that's another thing too. Like even the people above me, you know, whatnot, are now like they're very open. Right? I was very closed off prior to that, even with the steps above me. Okay. So it's nice to be opened up that way too.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice. So like a lot of it's just like almost uncomfortable because like it's new. Even though it's like sort of like the best case scenario, it's still like
don't know how to react to it.
Yeah, I'm like, if I smile, like what do I do with my hands? Type of shit, you know.
Yeah. I in those situations, I am myself, and people either love me or hate me. Is usually what that comes off as.
And I think that's again though too, like part of that is like reading. They can't read you, and like they don't take the time or whatever, or like look for a different pathing, you know, like. Yeah,
well, for me too, I don't act like a white belt. I break the rank on that one, as I'm just way too comfortable in the role.
You'll do things too, like you'll ask like to mop or something like that. Like no one, like first time in, like no one thinks about that. But, like,
when I first started, I started mopping before class all the time.
Yeah. You'd always dry mop.
I'd dry mop before class.
Yep.
And just because I got there early.
Slippers.
Like that's slippers.
Goofy shit like that. Like that's a dead giveaway.
They're coming.
Yeah. It's a dead giveaway. Like. Yeah. To me, you know.
But yeah, to you, because
it's a necessity, you know, and like
you were the first person to pick up on that shit.
I thought that's why I always thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and you're like, where you learn this?
Yeah, I'm like,
this is a learned behavior. Yeah. You're not just nice.
The first cue I think was the sandals, your shoe sandals. I was like, this motherfucker wears sandals all the time. Like,
why his feet don't get cold?
Yeah, I was like, that's always a sign.
So like our because clearly you knew what you were doing when I looked at you, and I was like, he understands shit in like a way that, like a real metaphysical way. Like you weren't move for move kind of guy. You're a very conceptual person, but you're almost like out there with it a little bit.
I get fucking.
You get real out there, which I like that. That's how I think. And so we hooked up with, like, to be that way, you gotta be really fucking good.
You really have to be able to think about it abstractly.
You gotta understand it in different ways, multiple ways. So like I picked up on that with you right away, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But so like we were using our rank for each other,
as opposed to
against each other.
Which I think like is almost programmed or was programmed.
To use your rank against people, like pool rank. Or that motherfucker outranks me, I'm whooping his ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Which again, like Adam, my buddy Adam, like he literally, like I will always, he's a goofball. Like he's the only person, him and Rodney really, and Bo maybe, but like I'll pull around, I'll be like, rank, move, get out, just to be fucking around.
Like, with them, you can tell it's a joke, and you just play along with the joke.
Exactly.
And I always wonder how other people see it, because I see the funniest.
I'll never say with a serious face. Yeah.
I don't know. Because I see it, I know it's funny.
I would really like always crack up because I literally do think it's funny because like it's funny to me. So I am genuinely laughing at it. Yeah. But I also am like showing that I'm joking too because like I don't want people to be like, holy shit, is that real? Like,
like, they don't know.
Yes, technically you should move away from the higher ranked belt.
Yes.
You know.
Don't stand too close.
Yeah. But if we're not playing that shit, just fucking move. Like, somebody will move.
Yeah, we don't need to line up. Who gives a shit, man?
Yeah, dude, like, just don't play that shit. if you can grapple, you can grapple. Like I had some of my guys go over to a different joint for like Thanksgiving open, man. I think they did pretty well doing like other stuff, you know, like not necessarily playing. They weren't playing to their rank. They were like, I think they're blue belts and they're doing knee bars and leg locks and like they're getting people that way. Yeah. So it evens the playing field. Like they're not playing like, and that's what we've always told them. Like, don't play into that rank necessarily. Like learn everything right now. Like, you know,
learn everything now, but be able to adapt to your environment.
100%. Yeah.
So like with me, I don't do footlocks or running.
Yeah.
I pretend to. Yeah. I'll put myself in positions and be like practice, but most of the time people don't know that I'm doing it. And like one guy does. He's like, thought you didn't know that shit.
Doing, dog?
Yeah. My buddy, we'll call him Jay. He knows, and he wrist locks me all the time too, just because we do that to each other.
See, that's just physical communication. Like you're just touching, like, hey man,
what's up? You know what's up?
What's up?
It's there. I know.
Just a quick bro nod.
Yeah.
Through wrist locking someone.
It's actually a very fun thing. I think that I don't know if my ego's in a better place because I couldn't do that with striking. I had a real trouble just tapping people. And people that I would tap had real trouble accepting the fact that I could, if I put some sauce on that, you're dead.
And you're talking about striking, or
yeah, I'm talking about striking.
Yeah.
Where I would like tap people in the head, you know, kicks and stuff, and they'd be like, they would come back at me like it was nothing. And I'm like, I can do it for real. Like we can stop fucking around.
Yeah.
You know, whereas in jiu-jitsu, within grappling, as far as the world is for me now, that can happen. Someone can just kind of lay on something just for a second. I'm like, oh, you had that. You know, keep going. Or I can put something in like, hey. And and so I don't know if I think that's the difference in me. I feel like there are plenty of people that do jiu-jitsu that would fuck with them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just me and the people that I choose to act like that with. Mm-hmm. But it's much happier.
Yeah, what do you think that is? Like, is it just like the consequence is so much less? Like when you're tapping people and striking, like if you wanted to, you fucking put them out. In jiu-jitsu, you're a fucking dickhead if you're hanging onto a choke and they're tapping and they go out. You know what I mean? Like, so like, what's the difference?
Some places maybe, but I think the difference is one, environment. The environment that I've had in jiu-jitsu all around is better. Mm-hmm. Ronin's more competitive, but it's competitive school.
Yeah,
it's what they do.
It's what they learn how to do.
It's their thing.
Yeah,
but even within that, it's not as bad. There's still like. Rank is a thing, everyone lines up, and you got like all kinds of high-level black belts just chilling there, so I get that. Yeah. Color belts are, they're color belts, especially purple and up. I expect that.
Yeah.
There's a certain you earned your spot kind of thing, right? So I'm cool with that. But it is just more competitive, and then it's just a personality thing from there. That has nothing to do with rank. Certain people just treat their belt like they would wear it all the time. And other people are like, it stops the uniform from flapping around.
Yeah. It's a strap.
It makes it harder to do that worm guard.
It's a cotton strap.
Yeah, and so that's a personality thing. But overall, the environment, whereas like with you, it's much more laid back.
Yeah.
Now, it might be different now. I was at the beginning, before the competition was really happening, everyone was still figuring it out. It's been a few years now.
It's still very much this, like, that vibe, but there's, like you say, like, how I, like, start class and, like, everyone's chilling and, like, I kind of, like, still do that and, like, it's still very much the same, but I don't know, say, like, the quality is better because it's always been good, but, like, just everything's catching up. Yeah, everyone's catching up. It's always, like, it's there, it's getting there, which is really cool. And I never, like, when that started, I never put, like, a date on it or anything. I was like, and I never was like, by this date, this is going to be the case. But, because, like, that's just not how shit works out.
That's not realistic, yeah.
But it's kind of like, this is what I'm doing. And when it starts happening, that'll be great. And I'll keep pushing into it. And then it'll, build from there.
That's cool. So it'd be interesting to see how that evolves as more people come in.
Yeah. It's really cool just to see, like, other people's, again, I always say, like, jiu-jitsu is your fingerprint. It's always cool to see people, like, they start to just carve out that fingerprint and really like, this is a new thing, start to add to it.
Yeah.
Start to add to their repertoire.
That's cool.
Yeah. But just I think I don't like flex my rank there You know, there's no reason to. Like, that just isn't how we do it. Like, it's you either know your shit or you don't.
Whole case in point, say you and Ward. Ward is day one your student.
He took off and did his...
When he, I went to his class, you were very much his student. And there wasn't a weirdness to it. There's, Ward being his quirky self, but there wasn't all of a sudden...
Oh shit, like I'm in class, yeah.
No,
that's funny too.
He was running the joint.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's his class.
Yeah.
I'm there to take his class.
Yeah.
That's not weird. Whereas prior, in a past life,
that'd be weird.
Someone's in class, it's like you're getting, like you're in like a high school or some shit, or like the principal's in the back of the class, you're like, what the fuck is going on? It's kind of like that, 0% that.
Or like sometimes you're teaching and people are interrupting you because they think they outrank you or think they're better and they're fucking...
Oof, yeah.
I fucking hate that. I just want to just punch people.
Certain people, it's almost like certain people like try to like flex their knowledge at that point too, and just like stop, this isn't your class.
Which is exactly what you didn't do at all in Ward's class.
What the fuck? He actually, I'm comfortable saying like flow wise, system wise, he knows leg locks better than I do. I have 0% issue with that.
His way he thinks about it, his flow charts are way better than the jiu-jitsu flow charts that are out now.
Oh yeah,
personally.
I agree. Entirely. I agree.
Yeah, he needs to combat that.
He should publish this.
Yeah, you got to publish that. That's a genius move.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you just allowed Ward's brain to work the way it works.
Well, he was already an instructor there when I came in too, so like that was not again like it's not like he like flexed
that. Did that change anything? Because I never saw him that way. I just saw him as like we started together.
No,
he
do some shit. He wasn't like. I didn't know he was an instructor there for a long time because he was never like, I'm a fucking instructor here, He's like, I just want to learn jiu-jitsu.
Shows up in mine.
Yeah, he's like, I just want to learn jiu-jitsu. He was one of the first people, and I talked about it a little bit, but like he was one of the first people to take lessons with me and like dig into grappling, and like one of the first instructors there to be like, oh, I have this deficit in grappling. I need to fill this. I need to do this. Right, and then he really took it and ran with it, and he's now a leg lock specialist. That's a perfect example of that fingerprint thing. Like he has great upper body stuff, upper body control. He has that down pat.
He was just interested.
Yeah, and then he has beautiful leg locks and stuff like that, And like down the line, he'll probably have like beautiful rolling wrist locks. Just what you start to dig into.
Yeah, it's all what you're at.
And I'm hoping that he'll, always keep that mindset, like to have. Like he always obviously takes in stuff from multiple sources and stuff like that. So. I think he'll always maintain that.
And I don't know, for me though, that was a beautiful experience. Just to be able to go learn from Ward because he's my buddy, but then to see how you interacted. You just came in as a student.
Dude, I love wearing the student hat. I don't get to enough.
You don't get to as a teacher, especially in your position in where you're at. It's tough actually to get to actually just train. Yeah, and so that was really just like. To be able to see that happen was really cool, and to be able to kind of fit back into that mold. I haven't done no-gi in a while. I haven't done strictly leg locks in a long time. It was cool.
You got to wear your funky spats.
Got to wear my rainbow spats that I've searched for many years. They were dope, and I had a cool partner. Got my knees stretched out. They're fun, by the way.
Oh, you were with Josh for a while.
Yeah, with Josh. Yeah, we had to leave a little early. He was cool, and it was just fun, man. It was fun all around.
I am taking over that class.
Okay.
For now, for the foreseeable future. So come in.
Right on.
It'll be leg oriented still. It'll be. I'm going to try and learn his systems as well as I can, And
I like that he has a system now.
Oh yeah.
Or I
remember him when he was digging in. He dug into that.
I remember that when he started creating that system.
He dug into like Josh Hayden's 80-20 stuff and the Danaher stuff and the.
And this is before Danaher ever made a video. This is when Gary Tonin, before Gordon Ryan got death killed.
Yep.
When Gary Tonin started leg locking people, and we first heard about Danaher, that's when Ward started. So he got this shit old school. He had to travel around. He had to pull stuff from anywhere. Like so, he didn't copy anybody's system. He pulled that shit from scratch.
Yeah, he did it old school style.
Which is cool.
Which again, I think. That's a difference between instructional videos are great. Don't get me wrong, but by digging into other sources and having to do that, I think
having multiple sources, training with multiple people, trying shit,
it gives you a broader, better look at it.
You're gonna understand it more.
Yeah,
just
take longer, you know. Unfortunately,
it's gonna take a long time. That's fine.
It's just what it is, but I think in the long run that'll pay off.
But it plays to the sort of revamped no rank relationship of that you're his teacher, but he was able to do that and bring you in, and you guys then did it together. Yeah.
Well, that's like what GWAC was too. Like,
yeah, man, GWAC was all that.
You know, that was basically just fucking. I know he has this. I have this.
And you just start slaying.
Peanut butter jelly sandwich, dog.
And you're like, hey, fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, never once did I think of the rank between you. That he was pretty much a white belt when GWAC started, and you were a brown belt, and who cared? Never popped up.
Well, then in that too, like during that period, like look at the little flyer, like he had just gotten his Krav black belt too.
Yeah,
so like there's that, like, but like ranking is totally different there too, and like everything, all right, Krav black, okay, right, yeah. But yeah, no, it's never really been like an issue. Even, I mean, realistically in the other joint, like it was kind of like you put on the show almost. Like you're like, I don't want to do this, but like, yeah. Like
I'm walking in.
Sensei watching, gotta do this. Like, damn
it. Yeah, I feel that. Those days.
That's not fun. The Snow Angel is amazing.
It is good, man. It is. Oh, it's blended up nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
refresher.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It is truly wonderful. If you've never had it, everyone needs to experience Snow Angel.
Silverbridge Snow Angel, nice local company. Support it.
Oh, yes.
Support your local coffee.
Please do.
What are the like notes of this? Like vanilla and hazelnuts and all sorts of shit.
Coconut.
Delicious.
Yeah, the coconut hiding in the background. Good stuff.
Yeah. There's no reason to hold like a ranked relationship in today's day and age.
But finding a way to do that, I think. What I'm wondering next step wise is it a product of smaller class size? Because once classes really get huge, just from an organizational standpoint, it becomes you got to do a little militaristic. People have to line up in order. You kind of have to have a low belt class and a high belt class, you know. Yeah. And so the challenge I think is going to be, can you maintain the laid back no rank and keep order?
So it's kind of funny you bring that up because that's like happening in the schedule like naturally without even it necessarily being like delineated that way. But like Tuesday, Thursday, 6:30 class, like that's fundamentals class. Like technically the Tuesday one is, and then like I run the Thursday one, and it's more so that too. Okay. Yeah. That's sort of the perk of like me running a lot of classes is that I can.
It's easy for you to keep track.
Yeah, I can keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, it's much easier. The upside and downsides are it's a lot of work for you, but you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And you have like...
I'd rather have like my hand on what's going on and like know what's going on with everybody than not.
Yeah, it's much harder to control that as far as quality and environment go.
Yeah.
But the jiu-jitsu, like I've never trained with anyone else but you as far as a teacher goes in there. So I don't know it from anyone else's perspective. I just like it's your program to me.
Right.
It's
you'll only come to my.
Yeah, I'll never come to your classes. It's entirely your program, and so like I see your personality on it, and it's sort of maintained that though. And you haven't changed, which is what I'm waiting on. Let's see if you get a black belt turn into a dick.
To be a dickhead, just be like, alright, motherfuckers, game time.
Well, important now.
It's gonna be like when Scar takes over the Lion King, or the Pride.
The Pride, yeah.
And everything's just be fucking bones and clouds and rain everywhere.
Yeah, I wonder.
People locked up in rib cages and shit.
Waiting on it.
Yeah. No, I mean... shit, the way I look at it and like what I'm gonna try to do with it is like I'm throwing myself in the back of the bottom of the barrel, essentially, like gonna go get the shit kicked out of me and here and there. And
I think for a mental health standpoint, that is good for you, but also very good for your students. But it will lead to massive culture shock if anyone switches schools.
Yeah.
Unless you find the right spot.
Right.
You can't be the only person doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, that would be weird. But it's much healthier to have an open learning environment.
Yeah.
Rather than having to stick to the curriculum.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
And so I look forward to seeing that develop kind of from my observation angle.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of poke in every once in a while and train.
What's up?
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah. That'll be interesting, like, because I mean, now I look back when I was blue belt, purple belt, this stage, that stage, I'm like, yeah, you're a fucker, you know, like, you're a dickhead and this and that, and should have done this better and differently. So, like, I'm sure I look back at this, I'm like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot and you should have done this and that.
Yeah.
But, you know.
That is fun, though, to be in it long enough. I know I've been good at multiple styles. To look back at yourself at certain points and be like, ew.
Yeah. But that's the thing, too. Learning that you are learning and not to judge yourself too harshly. I mean, you're going to fuck it up.
I mean, you got to do that right off the bat, because, like, I can look at myself at certain points through Taekwondo and I was a dick.
Yeah.
I'm like, but...
I could look at myself at certain times in the week and I'm like, oh, I was a dick.
Yeah, like, oh, yeah, you gotta, like, use that as a thing. Yeah, like, you know, man, last week I was tired. Yeah, but not to put a stamp on that too hard and say, that's me.
Yeah.
That's just you at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah. There's a billion things. Everyone has a billion things going on. So, you gotta kind of carve out that time for yourself and not judge it, you know?
Yeah. So I think being deep in the rank-free relationship has allowed you to sort of see that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're steeped in everyone is a certain rank, then everyone's pigeonholed. And they have to act this way.
Mm-hmm.
If they act outside that way, it's hard to comprehend.
Well, like, even think about that, like, stylistically or, like, curriculum-wise, like, certain places don't let you do leg locks until you're this rank or whatever, like,
yeah,
that's sort of a very just literal example of having a, like, oh shit, I'm now exposed to this or this,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, so...
Again, like, you're saying culture shock a little bit. Like,
well, culture shock, but sometimes it's safety.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Certain aspects of it's too many people to keep track of.
Yeah.
Too many personalities running around, so you don't want as much injuries. And, like, I know, like, where I train now, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just, it's too many people.
Scale.
It's a scale thing. But, you know, I'm a troublemaker in general.
Just might grab onto a leg here and there.
That's just how I work. You know, I'm always breaking somebody's rules.
You're gonna try and do something.
But yeah, you know. But in that respect, it's cool. But then, like, say, I remember when I was still teaching, sticking to a curriculum as far as Taekwondo goes, it became very hard to move outside of it. Even with, like, I would do a lot of experimentation in our grappling class. We had an MMA class for a while, and that was in the early days when MMA wasn't really even formed. And so that allowed me to get nerdy, where I could watch fights and analyze things and copy things, and that became, like, my outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would start to, like, play game plans. But even in that, sometimes, like, my coach would, like, clamp down on me and be like, you know, you can't do that. And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, motherfucker, you don't know how to do this either.
Yeah.
But in reality, I'm like, yes, sir.
And it's because that's the thing too, that they're doing that because they don't know how to do it and they're unfamiliar. Like, fuck that, it's not my shit.
Mm-hmm. And, like, with strength conditioning, that was always a big thing too, because I was never respected. Education-wise, I blow most of the people in the world out of the water. Like, that's not me bragging. Mm-hmm. That's just, you know,
got the paper.
Look at the paper. I put the fucking time in, man. But, like, in my old environment, no one ever respected it.
Mm-hmm.
It was always like, oh, I actually know this better. And, like, that got to a head. I remember one time, I was just, like, a kid that was my student was teaching a class, and I was just taking a class. And then starts telling me how to do an Olympic lift. And it was just like, hey, we shouldn't have been doing clean and jerks in that fucking class that way. That was really dumb. And I was trying to make it safer. And then one of the students started trying to explain it to me. And I went, all right, man, I'm not pulling rank on this shit, but I just saw what happened. It's like, I just got thrown to the bottom of the barrel. And I know everyone's doing it wrong, and no one's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was at the end. When everything had fallen apart, and I was like, oh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you have that, because it was such a ranked relationship with everybody. I had that whole like really like conflict in my head.
Can't challenge the. Yeah.
I should challenge this because motherfucker, I'm the highest rank in the room and the most educated, and I taught all you assholes how to do this. You know, and that's the first. And I'm like, well, that's an asshole move.
Right.
Why would I want to act like that? And then like there's like competing bits in my brain at the time, and I'm like, back off, man. It's over, but
it's almost it's like you like pick your battles that way. You have to too.
But that was, you know, a series of things that had happened, and I was like, well, damn. And then, you know, that's the downside of the ranked relationship, of what happens when someone decides that you shouldn't be at the top anymore. You got one person above you, and they decide that you shouldn't be there, and I'm gonna have to knock you down.
Yeah.
You know, and having been on both ends of that, I've been the pit bull. I've had to like beat people up. Like I said, I had to. I didn't have to. I was so locked into the fucking environment that I did it. You know?
Not proud of it, but I did it.
Not proud of it, but I did it. And then like when the tables turned, I was like, well, they know I'm kicking my ass, but I see what's happening. Now.
Everyone wants a piece, huh?
Yeah. You know, and so like then I got like knocked down, and I was like, well, damn.
Yeah.
And I was glad it happened though, because I needed to be on that end of it. I hadn't been on that end in a long time.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, okay, thank you, ego, cool. This is what it feels like. All right, this is ending. You know,
move along.
It made it easier to walk away.
Yeah.
But then, you know, when I met you, I was like, okay, I got to address everything that's gonna pop up, and I gotta, like, I'm a white belt. I'm a white belt. I'm nothing. You know. It's a very strange thing to get to where we are now.
Yeah.
Where we don't give a fuck.
It's funny. As much as we don't give a fuck, we talk about it a lot. Because
we do talk about it all the time.
Because it used to mean for a long period of time, and like during formative years, it did mean something. So
it was very meaningful.
So like that scar is there, essentially, the rank scar.
The rank scar. And then
the burn around my waistline.
Yeah, it's burning, man. Yeah, I mean, it's there, you know, but it's how to... It's very much, I don't know, a therapy thing almost of we talk it out and get over it, and how to move forward and still place a proper amount of importance on it, but not hang everything on it.
Yeah, like you learn, do learn how to respect people and be nice to people
and take the belt out of it.
Yeah.
You don't have to treat them a certain way simply because they have that belt.
Right.
You don't have to be their fucking servant, period.
Right.
But you can respect somebody and like them at the same time.
Yeah. And it's a two-way street, too. They don't have to be flexing that to be... You know, it's very two-way.
Yeah, and like when people... You try to get around people flexing it. So even if they are, you don't have to play into the role. But even if they aren't, you can still... treat them as the rank they fucking earned.
Yeah. You've put time in.
They put the time in there, man. You know?
Well, and on top of that, too, like, you probably had a hand in giving them that rank, I imagine. Like, so you got to give yourself some sort of room there.
Yeah.
You know?
So that is a modern martial arts thing. Interesting.
But it's, well, again, like, jiu-jitsu is so out there. Like, you see, like, the atmosphere of an academy. You could tell from like a video online, essentially, like, oh, this person's doing this. Like, if you know what to look for, you'll be like, this is this and this. You can kind of tell what's going on in a school, like through like videos or like a show. Yeah,
people that go there just talking to how they react to it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can, if you know what you're looking for, you pick up on all that real quick.
Yep. Which, if you're in the game for however long, like, you start to fucking notice trends.
Notice trends. Yeah, that's across martial arts.
Yeah.
But I still say jiu-jitsu has the best chance of not falling into the trap. It's happening in certain areas, but that's the game.
There's gonna be stripping the fat, sort of,
but it's
trying shit out and shit.
That's the game. It's gonna happen in certain places, but overall it's not gonna be locked in the way Taekwondo's locked in, the way Judo's locked in. I don't know you could ever get rid of the bad parts of those of that culture. Whereas jiu-jitsu has those parts from place to place, but not overall, because of how it was sort of developed as just from fighting, from a the machismo culture of like, but yet not give a shit culture of Brazil.
Do you think because it's like a step removed from like Japan and like the traditional arts like that, then and like came into the United States, that it's because like there's a step there removed?
It's definitely because of the step removed and then reabsorbed and reworked by a much more laid back culture.
Yeah.
But then you add the nice part of it that it was primarily developed on it has to work. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a Vale Tudo fight and see if the shit works.
Right.
So that's still there.
Yeah.
Even in the sport side. You know, even under a certain sport rule set that has no striking and has no like real throws or something, it still has to work.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas Judo still has a lot of that, Taekwondo has none of that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What works hurts my feelings. Honestly.
So do you mean what works or what wins?
What wins? What's considered,
what works?
What's considered working?
Right.
Is what wins. It makes me honestly want to cry.
Mm-hmm.
It's lost it all. And Judo, people say Judo's moving that way, and you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And Jiu-Jitsu's moving that way to a certain degree, but it's just becoming specialized. But work still works.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still a joint lock is still a fucking joint lock.
Right. Yeah. Everyone's got elbows, bitch.
Yeah. It still has to hurt.
Yeah.
You know, you still have to go unconscious if you don't tap. And so it's a slight bit of way it saves it. But then culturally, there's still pockets.
Yeah.
You have your real formal places. You have your real informal places. You have a sliding scale.
Yeah.
Which you don't get that like in Taekwondo.
And I think that's good. Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't happen. In Judo, what my limited experience of actual real Judo ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, again, look again in another 20 years, like what, like you're saying, like how there's very formal joints, very non-formal, it's going to blend more so into like, I think, the wrestling culture and catch wrestling culture will blend back in, and like that'll be a part of it too. And almost like that like showmanship aspect, like in terms of like the pro wrestling almost.
I'm not against.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Like they're already starting to do with belts and shows like that and like things like that. It's like I think it'll head more into that.
Yeah, and I think that I say it all the time: lack of the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
No Olympics.
There's no ceiling if there's no Olympics.
There's no ceiling, but there's also no parameters.
So like I think like with all the money stuff, because. It's like as soon as you like go into the Olympic Committee and stuff, they take over your money. Yeah, they take over your money. Like
they take it all.
Whereas you stay independent.
Whereas IBJJF is trying to be,
but at the same time they can't. They're not doing like oh you can only fight with us kind of shit. They're not like they're starting to do contracts and like weird shit.
Yeah,
I think
which Olympics does.
Yeah, so like it's. But at the same time, there's still enough out there like Fight to Win that are giving there's money and stuff. So
enough awesome rule sets that you can make cash off of, get exposure off of, but that are fun.
Yeah, that benefit the athlete way
more. And so that's what's saving the art, the sport. Saving the sport, the art. That's a debate.
So I think
a debate I'm not qualified to have.
Right. How like Fight to Win and is doing ADCC now. I think that's really going to be where it's pumped into, like all that stuff. So. Yes, it is.
Columbus.
Yeah, please come back. Please come back. Give me a fight.
Give Mike a fight, and then the ADCC Worlds.
Yeah,
and Columbus as well.
Yeah, they're doing like the trials in New Jersey.
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
We are nearly out of time.
Yeah. Okay, I got to start to teach here soon. But yeah, ranks.
But yeah,
don't let a rank stop you from being friends with somebody.
Yeah, be friends. Strip it away. Buck the culture in a most respectful way possible.
Yeah.
But
like be aware of the culture, but like
be aware of your culture, but don't play into it. Don't be unaware of being a tool in the freaking culture.
Yeah, you don't have to live and die by the sword.
No, you
just
don't.
Know the sword's sitting in the corner.
Yeah, we're all wearing pajamas, dude. There is no sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like we're cuddle grappling, so.
Yeah, seriously.
Lighten up.
Yeah.
That's like, even if the rare times we do lineups, it's like unorganized. Like, but I do it by rank. It's like, all right, let's just do this to like have a little friendship time, or like like if like a bunch of new people are in, I'll be like, just say your name, like some type.
Say your name and how put the stripes on the belts and the handshake thing works. Yeah.
And even then, like I'll do that in like a circle a lot of times. Like
I prefer the circle.
I prefer the circle.
I prefer a circle, but once play the scale again now.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
50 people. Let's see what happens.
Then you got to do your fucking.
Yeah. But then see if you can still maintain the environment. That you have now.
With that.
That's a fun challenge.
Yep.
Because like there's a lot of people where I train now, and there's pockets of like most people don't give a shit. But some people do.
Some people still give a shit.
And like when we line up, I always try to get people to stand in front of me. And I find myself being very judgmental of people who stand in front of me without me asking. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
Dude, that's interesting. That's always fucking hilarious.
Because some people stand in front of you, like everyone that stands in front of, like, I'm a fucking white belt, I'm a 4-stripe white belt, so I know it's a joke.
Yeah.
But they all look
that's
down
a
at
good
me.
Example. That's a really good example.
They'll eyeball me real quick and like step in, and I just kind of smile, and I was like.
That's a time. That's where you can see a ranked relationship really pan out. You'd be like, oh, like your buddy's drilling in class, and then like he may have gotten his 4th stripe like a minute before you did, and then he'll be like bump you down the line and line up or some shit.
Well, in respect where I train out, everyone got after. I walked in as a 4th stripe.
Yeah.
One of the stripes fell off for a little while in the wash. I put it back. That was a good thing. But like the people step in front of me. Or I'll make a joke about, like, I'm too close to the blue belts, I'm freaking out. And someone will be like, it's the journey, man.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, no shit, bro. Like, people taking it serious. I'm like, well, they don't know me. So I'm not personally offended by this.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's funny.
That's super funny. Yep.
Alright, so we done?
I think so. Ranks.
Hilarious. Don't live vicariously through the rank.
Yep.
It's not real, but yet it is. And it is something you earn, and it's something that respecting yourself, respecting other people, but...
After a fashion, you're playing dress up, you know?
Yeah, but
so
you're playing dress up.
Professional dress up.
It's not that
consequential
important.
Dress up.
Yeah, and you earned it, but it's not a fucking reason to tie somebody's shoes or let someone treat you like shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, or treat other people like shit.
Yeah. Keep your dignity.
Yeah. Like, you're human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fun.
Yep, that's good.
And Snow Angel is amazing.
A hit, that's why. Last time we didn't have Snow Angel, now we got Snow Angel. We're kicking.
Yeah, fortunate.
Alright, y'all. As always, keep your coffee regular.
Peace in, everybody.